What's up, Internet? This is Rambling Josh, and you're watching another episode of Let's Play Final Fantasy X. Last time, I did some dodging of lightning bolts. Specifically, I managed to dodge 200 of them in a row. So now we collect our prize. For dodging 150, we get some Mega Elixirs, which no one cares about. And for the full 200, we get the Venus Sigil, which is the sigil for Lulu's ultimate weapon. And that leaves us with just the Saturn Sigil and the Jupiter Sigil to get now. And it just so happens that since last time, I've spent a lot of time playing Blitzball. And when I say a lot, I mean a freaking lot. Like 10 plus hours. See, I'm up to 71 hours played on the clock there. So anyways, it just so happens that I played enough Blitzball that I unlocked the League with the Jupiter Sigil as the prize. I've played 9 games in this League already, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to play this final match against the Ronso Fangs. And I am going to show this match on screen. But I am going to speed it up in editing just because I've already played Blitzball games in the past. But just to kind of show you what Blitzball looks like now that my team and the league are around like level 30-ish. And I'm gonna kind of commentate over it just to talk about Blitzball and stuff. Let's fix up some text. Okay, so I don't care about marks. So I will do that, and yeah. Okay, so I guess the biggest thing I want to kind of talk about is just kind of give you an idea of what each of the players on my team look like as far as, you know, how they're performing at the level 30 range. Although Tidus and Brother are so like overpowered that they see a lot of use, so they're at like level 50-ish. I think Brother is actually almost level 60. But anyways, let's start from the top. So, first off are the fielders. So we got Wedge, Wedge is a really weird player. Like when I first recruited him at level 1, he had like an absolutely amazing shot stat. But by this time, his shot is barely grown at all. So he's really not that good of a shooter anymore, but his attack and block stats are actually pretty darn good these days. So he actually works pretty well as like a defenseman. Now obviously I don't have him on defense, but as a fielder he works pretty well as kind of like a guy just to kind of like go out there and get the ball as often as possible. He doesn't really have enough pass to like pass the ball past someone, but you know, with a level 3 pass technique, he can get the ball where it needs to go. Funnily enough about Wedge, by level 99, he actually is tied for the highest catch in the league, making him, you know, one of the better goalies. So he's kind of all over the place. Tidus, my other fielder, Tidus is an amazing scorer. He always has been. But I mean, he has really high endurance, and with the tackle slip technique, he can basically, you know, easily break through, you know, 3 to 5 opposing players if he needs to. And he has enough shot, and with the Jack shot, he can knock away 2 defenders. So, like, it's impossible, practically, for him to get the ball and not score. He's not so high on, like, attack and block and pass and stuff like that, but that's not really what he's there for. Brother is just completely amazing. Like, he's really fast. He has, I think, 80 speed right now. So he can swim fast enough to basically, you know, get around absolutely anyone. He has way more pass than he'll ever need. He has really high endurance, so you can usually get around enough players that, you know, he can have like the entire opposing team on top of him and still connect his pass to who he's passing to. His attack isn't quite as high as I would like, but his block is freaking amazing. And really, in the end of the day, pretty much every play ends up being Brother getting the ball somehow and passing it to Titus, who then scores. Brother's shot itself is actually pretty good these days too. I'm pretty sure it's higher than Wedge's now. So it can actually work pretty well for him to just kind of grab the ball and swim up kind of halfway towards the goalie. He's fast enough that he can get there before any opposing players are really on him. And then just shoot, and he has a decent chance of scoring. I'm pretty sure in this particular season of the Blitzball League thing, I'm pretty sure Brother is the second highest scorer in the league. And then there's my defense. I'm gonna kind of go over them together. Rob and Nida, I don't really know what to say about them except that they're honestly kind of disappointing by this point. They started out pretty good, but by now they're kind of unimpressive, honestly. They can get the job done, but I think a lot of the problem is really that they don't get enough play. Like, 90% of the time the ball doesn't even get far enough back for them to even touch it. So they're kind of under-leveled. Pretty much anyone in the Blitzball League is higher level than them. But I mean, they get the job done well enough. I mean, it's not very common for the ball to get back there, but if it does, they can usually get the ball off the other team when combined with other allies. And then we have my goalie. I've actually switched goalies. Right now I'm using Nimruk, who is the goalie who starts off with the Elbed Sykes. And Nimruk is straight out the best goalie in the league. Like, a lot of times players will have weird stat growths where at certain levels they'll be better than others, and a lot of times will be like, you know, this guy is a good goalie at, you know, this level range, but then his stat growth kind of falls off. But Nimruk is basically just straight up the best goalie at every level range. I have no idea why the Elbed Sykes let go of him. I've never actually seen them do that before. But I mean, I'm not complaining. I mean, it doesn't really even matter all that much at this point what goalie you have, because, I mean, the ball never gets that far back. It doesn't get far enough back for anyone to actually take a shot on me. Okay, so that's over. So, a whole bunch of people's contracts running out and people re-signing and such. Not that I care in the least about any of that, because I'm not playing another game of Blitzball. So we get the Jupiter Sigil, and yay, an ether! So now that we're done that, I want to head over to Macalania Forest. a couple things I got to do over there, actually.
Showdown with
First, I want to level up my weapons. Any weapons that I can at the moment, anyways. So I will see you over there in just a moment. Okay, we're back at the power-up thingy in Macalania Forest. So let's see. I got orange sigil. Also, I forgot to mention earlier, actually, but after I was done dodging the lightning bolts and the thunder planes, I actually captured 10 of every monster there. Let's see, let's go with Waka next. I'd already caught a lot of the monsters from the thunder planes earlier, so it didn't actually take very long to do, but I did it anyways. And it shouldn't have unlocked like any extra rewards or anything. So there's no point visiting the monster arena quite yet, but that will come in due time. So that was the Onion Knight. And finally, Riku. And with that, everyone should have their fully unlocked celestial weapon, except for Kamari. So let's take a look at those. If Riku will ever walk away from the stupid thing. Okay, so we got the God Hand, which break damage limit, triple overdrive, double AP, and Gillionaire. Double AP and Gillionaire can be really handy, but unfortunately they don't actually do anything unless the character is in your active party at the end of battle, which is kind of annoying. Didn't I do the World Champion? Oh right, I only did it once. Okay, let's do that one again then. Glad I realized that now instead of when I'm like somewhere else in the world. Okay. So where were we? World Champion, double AP and evade and counter. Every celestial weapon has triple overdrive and break damage limit, so those aren't really worth even mentioning. And Masamune has first strike and counterattack. The Onion Knight has magic booster and 1 MP cost. A potent combination. Actually, I should probably just equip that. And that's all. Oh. Oh, weird. It lets you equip the weapon that you already have equipped. Anyways, I will catch you next time on Let's Play Final Fantasy X, when we discover the other reason for coming to Macalania Forest. So, I will see you then.